All right. Welcome to the coffee break with Alex and Roel. And it's me, Roel, with the new haircut. Hi, Alex. Hi, Camille.
And it's me,
Hi.
Alex. Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
Hi, everyone.
Ayan. We're not gonna hold you long. Today we're joined by a special guest. No, I reached out to her weeks ago, and Holy Week happened, so we had to move a lot of things. But we're thankful na binigyan tayo ng time ng guest natin ngayon, Lex. I'm actually a personal fan of Camille. And I first
Wow.
knew her brand before I knew her name. So nung she got into my
Wow.
radar when I got mixed up with Negosyo University, di ba? Coach Jan Orana. That's where I finally found who was behind the brand of Budgetarian Bride. Let me introduce to you guys. No, we are joined by the Budgetarian Bride, Miss Camille Fornela, and she's the founder of the Facebook page, the Budgetarian Bride, with 280,000 followers. And she also has a group called the Budgetarian Bride, and with 13,000 members. And they started in June 2019, a month right after her wedding. And she's the author of 2 wedding planning ebooks called The Wedding Planning for the Clueless Bride to Be and Getting Married Now: How to Plan an Intimate Wedding in the Philippines, which already helped thousands of Filipina brides to be here and abroad. And I'm sure it also helped a lot of grooms as well. So let me introduce to you Camille Fornela from the Vegetarian Bride. Hi, Camille, and welcome to the coffee break.
Hi, Roel and Alex. Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited to talk with the marketing experts. Ayan.
Marketing
Yun.
experts. Yeah, we love marketing. I'm not so sure about experts, but we have experience.
Yun, tama, tama. Tama. And actually, Camille, we started this podcast show with Alex just because we live in the same city, and then we meet
Wow.
here and there, and then whenever
Where
we
is
meet up,
Camille based pala? Based in Manila?
Yes, I'm from Pasig City.
yun. Yes. So whenever we meet up with Alex, 1 hour goes by so fast. So nag-i-end lang yung conversation namin kasi may next meeting siya or ako and I have to leave. So we mostly talk about, online marketing,
We
and we
talk about
do it.
marketing.
It never ends. Tapos usually over coffee. So we decided to, bring in people and talk to them. Those that are doing really well with online marketing, regardless of what industry. So I guess let's start with the question for Camille. No? Okay, I want to pick her brains of how she started and how she grew, and I think that's what the audience wants to hear as well. So Camille, how did you start the brand Budgetarian Bride, and what was the need for it?
Actually, it was unintentional. So, nagplano talaga kami ng wedding. Before the wedding vlog, I was a travel blogger. So, yun yung idea ko. Marunong ako magsulat, marunong ako mag-post ng pictures. But then, ayun, kinasal kami. And I did not expect na mahirap yung wedding planning. When we say weddings sa isang single na babae, the top of mind would be wedding cake, wedding gown, walking down the aisle. That's the idea of wedding. Walang stress. Hindi mo iisipin yung mga nagsasama ng +1 sa reception. Hindi mo yung mga na-scam ng suppliers. So, those are the things na hindi mo talaga ma-expect. So, yung The Budgetarian Bride, nag-start ito kasi nung ikinasal ako, nagplano ako ng wedding, and dito ko na-experience firsthand lahat ng worries and stress ng mga brides na hindi natin regularly nakikita sa mga wedding pages. So, after my wedding, ang dami kong regrets. Yung moments na masasabi mong, this could have been better. So, para sa akin, parang kung hindi ako kinasal, hindi ko malalaman yung mga ganitong bagay. And now that I'm married, sabi ko, gusto ko makasave ng ibang brides. Actually, hindi pa ibang brides yung target ko. Sabi ko, yung mga friends kong ikakasal, gusto ko malaman nila tong na-experience ko. Huwag niyong gagawin to. If you want things to be better for your wedding, do these things. So, nag-post ako sa personal account ko. Wala pang The Vegetarian Bride nun. So, a week after our wedding, nag-post ako sa Facebook ko about my tips. Sabi ko, ganito yung pag-hire ng supplier. Huwag kayong maniniwala nito, sa ganyan. These are the questions you have to ask. Then after posting that, ang dami kong friends palang ikakasal. Nag-message sila. And then parang sa akin, paulit-ulit yung questions. So sabi ko, parang napapagod din ako mag-type. So sabi ko, why not make a blog post about it or a page? Kasi sabi ko, travel blogger ako. Parang alam ko naman how it works. Diba? Meron akong general idea. Pero with the wedding niche, it's my first time. So lahat ng tips na sinulat ko sa personal profile ko, kinuwento ko lahat doon sa page. Little did I know, marami palang makaka-relate. Because when I came in sa wedding industry, sa wedding niche, pag sinabi mong wedding yun nga, magagandang bagay yung alam nila. But very rare yung nagkukwento ng ugly side of wedding. Hindi naman ugly side, parang more on realities. Like, what are the unforeseen expenses? What are the unforeseen stresses of a bride? So, feeling ko, dun kami nag-start. Tapos dun siya nag-boom kasi nag-start yon personal experiences ko lang hanggang sa dumating yung mga messages, hanggang dumating sa 100 to 200 messages a day. Nagkukwento sila ng experiences nila as a bride. So, nag-start siya as my personal experience. Ngayon, it grows into combined stories ng mga Filipina brides na. So, ganun siya nag-start.
Wow.
So that's a lot of people messaging you, like hundreds of people message you every day on your Facebook page.
Every day.
That's a lot of people.
Yes.
Parang kailangan mo ng assistant para mag-reply lang sa lahat.
Actually, we hired na a virtual assistant kasi we're also managing a Facebook group with 13,000 members. Sa group naman, we have 50 to 100 posts. Kailangan niyang i-filter lahat yon with all the comments. So, I hired an assistant for that. And yung messages, personally ako yung sumasagot kasi sabi ko, this is my brand. I want to talk to them. I want to really connect with my market. I want to know what they need. So, yun yung parang feeling ko secret why it's parang why I was able to create trending contents. Yung parang contents that hits their heart, yung mga ganon.
And you also have a YouTube channel. I just checked just now. So it has almost 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Actually, lahat ng social media na available, pinuntahan ko yan because I was a follower of Gary Vaynerchuk. Sa kanya ko narinig yun, sabi, hindi yung
Appear tayong tatlo.
responsibility ng
Appear tayong
followers.
tatlo dyan.
Diba?
Sorry.
So yan,
Excited.
sa kanya ko na ano yun, natutunan yun. Sabi niya, hindi responsibility ng follower mo na sundan ka on Facebook. Responsibility mo na hanapin sila. So that's what I did. Lahat ng free platform, nandun ako. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook group. Actually, meron din akong podcast kasi hindi ko na kayang i-maintain sa sobrang busy ko. I have a website. So, yung mga ganyan, I have those things.
Same
Although
same
hindi ako
tayo. I
sumasayaw
have
sa
I have
TikTok,
everything
I-
also. I have everything and I don't dance on TikTok. Pero I have a TikTok account.
Yes.
You don't need to
Yes,
dance
magkakasundo
anyway.
tayo doon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So I just want to highlight yung sinabi ni Camille na it's not your audience's, duty to look for you or to go to
Yeah.
wherever you are. It's you as the content creator who has to bring the content to where your audience are. And if I may add to that, no, it's actually a disservice, no, if you limit yourself to a specific platform kasi doon ka lang comfortable and not bringing your content to where, for example, in YouTube, malaki yung yung gap between your following on Facebook and your subscribers on YouTube, but there are still people there who haven't heard of you yet. And
Yes.
I think for business owners as well, not just content creators, that is a very great lesson na to think na who are you to dictate where you will exclusively
Yes.
post your content when your primary role is to reach people, right? So you bring it to them. Yan, parang
Yes.
nag-goosebumps ako konti when she said that in Tagalog pa. Kaya super
You have
to the
to
bone.
make it easy for people to find you.
Yun.
Yes, correct. Para sa akin, it's very important yung journey niya. Kapag nakita niya ako, gusto ko makita agad ano yung maitutulong ko sa kanya. So, when you visit my Facebook page, I have a pin post there of my best topics na sa tingin ko yung mga nag-trending. I have like 30 posts, naka-compile na siya doon. lahat ng kailangan mo. For example, paano pumili ng ninong-ninang, paano pumili ng abay. What if gusto mo yung abay yung sasagot ng damit nila? How can you tell them without offending them? Paano pag may guest ako mai-invite? How can I tell them na hindi rin sila ma-offend? So those kind of things, meron akong compilation because I want to make it a lot easier for my audience to parang to learn from me. And also yun nga, 'di ba, sabi ni Rowell, 'di ba? Responsibility talaga natin 'yon na i-expose yung sarili natin kasi mayroon akong isang naging lesson diyan before. Parang may mga brides na nagme-message sa akin, sabi nila, I had a lot of wedding regrets and sobrang sisi ko kasi ngayon ko lang nalaman yung page mo. So, it became my mission na parang I want to reach as many brides as possible. Kung gamitin mo yung tips ko or hindi, nasa sa'yo na yan. Pero at least nakarating sa'yo yung gusto ko because once in a lifetime lang yung kasal. So I want to give you a fair chance na alam mo yung mga sinabi ko before you decide on your own.
I think, from coming from what you said, it's really something that a lot of brides have in common na meron ka talagang regrets sa wedding. Like, this could have been
Yes.
better or may mga palpak talaga. So, like, for me, I experienced the same thing sa wedding namin ni Jong. Like, in general, I was happy, but there were a lot of things that I was not happy with as well. So, parang, sinasabi ko nga kan Jong, you know what, we have to get married again because I want to do over. And I want to do it right this time. So, parang, sabi niya, okay naman ako dyan. So, like, when do we need to get married again? I'm like, 5 years? Sabi niya, I think that's too close. Baka pwede 10 years. I'm like, okay, deal. 10 years. So, in 10 years, magpapakasal kami ulit. Kasi para same tayo ng frustration. I guess we just approached it differently. Like, you started the Budgetarian Bride. And for me, I want to get married again because I want to do it right this time. So, kukuha na ako ng tips sa'yo.
Yeah, it's all in the pin post, Lex.
Totoo yan.
You just
Sa
have to
pin
click on her
post.
page. It's all there.
I'll follow
Ako
your
naman,
page.
If I may share from my experience, kasi like I said earlier, hindi naman ako nagbibida, no? Because back in the day, all I had was time. I did not have a business or anything. I got married 7 years ago. So, hindi pa nag-exist si Budgetarian Bride that time. And we got married in a city na, it's very sleepy na city. It's not a big city, so walang masyadong suppliers and everything. So I had to bootstrap everything, no? And yun nga, well, it turned out for the budget that we had, it was an okay wedding. My biggest regret lang is that I did not write my vow. Gawa ng I was super busy and I decided na, okay, I'm a good public speaker. I'm just gonna wing it. And then the wedding happened and I became speechless. That was it. Walang content for the video because I had nothing to say.
So, wala ka talagang sinabi sa vows mo?
Oh, I just, I BS'd my way through it. The emotions were real, but the words were nothing. It wasn't my best speech.
O, diba? Lahat talaga merong regrets. Those are the things na hindi nila na-oversee. As a bride, kasi kapag nasa planning stage ka, like Rowell, I think marami kang time. Feeling ko, you also had the same confidence that I had when I was planning the wedding. Pero pagdating na nung wedding day, hindi ito yung ina-expect ko. I thought I was more prepared than this. Pero ito na yung wedding day. Wala nang bawian, wala nang atrasan. No more do-over. So, a day after, parang dun lahat magsisink in. It could have been better. So, yun. Yun talaga yung parang foundation ng The Budgetarian Bride. Kaya ako sobrang saya ko kapag nakakakita ako ng parang successful and happy weddings. And then there are brides na nagme-message sa akin. Sinesend nila yung picture nila ng wedding nila or ng prenup nila. And they said na it was successful. It was happy. Eh sabi ko parang mission accomplished ako doon because that's the feeling that I wanted to feel. And parang successful na rin yun for me kasi nangyari, natulungan kita for your wedding.
So, what service do you offer to your brides?
For the brides, I offer a wedding planning ebook. It's a step-by-step guide para makapagplano sila ng wedding nila within 6 months na stress-free and budget-friendly. From day 1 of planning hanggang sa mismong big day nila, I have a checklist specifically for Filipina brides to be. So, yun yung ino-offer ko na service. We don't have coordination or any physical services. Just the wedding planning ebook because I wanted to reach out as many brides as possible here and abroad.
Yeah, makikita mo talaga yung intent ni Camille with how she's doing her business right now because they would say the big transactions are always with the wedding coordination, but that in itself is a different level of stress, diba?
Yes.
And I
So
think what I'm
the
getting,
brides that you offer your ebook to, they also hire a separate wedding planner. Or
Yes.
sila na DIY.
Actually, my service, sabi ko nga, meron silang three choices. Number one, if like Rowell, 7 years ago, you have all the time in the world, then yun, free option yun. Second option, if you have a spare 50 to 100,000 pesos or 20% of your wedding budget, you can hire a professional wedding planner. But if you don't have the kind of money, if you don't have that much time, parang ako yung in-between choice ninyo. You can grab my ebook, tapos nandun na lahat ng kailangan mo, hindi ka na magsisearch online. You can plan your wedding on your own kung hindi mo kaya yung wedding planner. So ako yung parang more affordable option for them para makapag-DIY sila. Kasi ang target market ko ay yung mga kagaya ko, employee na brides who works 5 to 6 days a week. Tapos weekends lang yung meron sila to plan their wedding. So I want to help them maximize those weekends para maplano nila yung wedding nila in 6 months.
you know what? I'm so blown away. The way si Camille describe niya yung service niya. She knows it inside and out. Like kasi I deal with a lot of students who started marketing, and then ano sila, they always say that their customer is everyone. But when Camille talks about her customers, she knows who she wants to talk to and who she doesn't, yung wala talagang magiging good relationship between
And she
her and the
knows who her target market is.
Yeah, and very well. I mean,
That's
okay, it's
me,
just
because
refreshing
that's
siya.
me.
Yeah. And it reflects her personality and what she's been through. It's very authentic. Wow, that's beautiful. So, Camille, so you started your brand in 2019. How soon, so yun yung first post mo about your wedding,
Yes,
right? Tama.
2019.
How soon did you ano ba? How soon did you decide to monetize it, or what was your sparking what lit the bulb for you?
Actually, it was after our honeymoon in Baguio. Parang syempre, di ba, pag relax ka, dun pumapasok talaga yung magagandang ideas. So, yun, it was after our honeymoon in Baguio, sabi ko, parang, what if, ito na yung karirin natin? Kasi parang, walang nagsiserve for brides. There are pages for wedding, but they are created by suppliers. And then, parang hindi ako satisfied masyado dun sa services or sa posts. Hindi nila masyadong nagagrasp kung ano yung feelings namin as a bride. Hindi mo alam na yung in-laws mo kailangan mong kausaping mabuti, na pwedeng isama yung jowa nila. Yung mga ganun, walang ganun ka-specific. Kasi merong mga posts yung mga suppliers, anong design ng gown, anong bagay sa ganitong body shape. Pero with the Budgetarian Bride, I love the details. We have posts like, ano ang magandang kulay ng contact lens? Ano ang magandang kulay ng rubber ng braces when you are a bride? Those tiny details mean a lot for the brides. Diba?
Wow, ang specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grabe. Of course, Lex, if there are 100 to 200 people messaging you, yung marketing survey mo
Malalaman
is
mo
gonna
lahat
be
yan.
very, very rich yun eh. It's wow. Oh my God.
So let's
Galing.
say yung client mo or yung bride buys the ebook and then plans her wedding. And then in between, you also offer additional like service, like advice. Kasi nagchat-chat sila sa'yo kung ano pang mga additional questions nila apart from the content in your ebook.
Actually, I was planning, before the pandemic, I was planning parang mas deeper support, like video, tapos meron kaming live session dapat. But pandemic happened, and then yung mga weddings from 200 to 300, biglang naging intimate lahat. So that was the birth of the another ebook called Getting Married Now.
So
How to
you
Plan
wrote
an Intimate
another ebook.
Yes, I wrote another ebook na lang instead of launching a course because I wanted to help them. Again, I was receiving hundreds of messages every day. So I know their worries, I know their concerns, their struggles. And then, meron akong in-assist na wedding talaga, intimate wedding. Nakita ko kung paano yung details na ginawa niya. So all the learning, that first-hand experience, nilagay ko sa ebook na yon. Plus, I also interviewed 7 brides na ikinasal during the pandemic. All their experiences, I wrote it down, nag-record kami ng video, I asked for their consent, then, ayun, yun yung product, yung Getting Married Now na ebook.
Wow. Ito yung real definition of like, kasi I always say this now when, what is unethical selling, no? Yeah, okay, just hear me out, guys. This is my setup for this lesson. So, what is unethical selling? Is it when you just try to convince a person to buy? Yes, that is unethical selling. But the most unethical way of selling is when you know that you have an offer that you know will change a person's life or will make it better, and then hindi mo siya inoffer kasi it's either
Offer.
nahihiya ka, you're afraid of the bashers, you feel like you don't have the time, or for whatever reason. That is, for me, the most unethical na sale. It's because you refuse to offer them a product or an
Actually,
idea.
ang
Go.
ang nagpa-realize sa akin yan before when I was starting in 2019. Sabi ko nga vlogger lang ako. I wasn't a marketer. I wasn't selling. Gusto ko nagpo-post lang ako ng picture tapos ayun na, tapos na. But then ang nagpa-realize sa akin yan, I'm not sure if familiar kayo kay Miguel Campaner.
Oh yeah, he's a good friend.
Yeah,
Jensen,
ayun, maganda
Jensen.
yan, diba? Na
We will
copywriter.
knows
He
him.
was the one. Yan. He was the one who made us realize kasi it was August 17 back in 2019. Sabi niya meron siyang flight sa Manila tapos meron siyang parang waiting hours sa airport. Kung sino yung gustong pumunta doon, tuturuan niya about copywriting. Syempre, I know his value. Pumunta kami doon. I printed my sales copy, my ethical bribe, all my questions that I have for him, all the things na naguguluhan ako about copywriting, like ano yung sophistication level. I didn't know any of those things. So, tinanong ko lahat yon sa kanya. And, tinanong ko, sabi ko, Miguel, I had this basher. Pinakita ko sa kanya yung message. Sabi doon na parang, sino ba to? Hindi naman to wedding expert, pero nagbebenta ng ebook worth 1,000 plus, ganyan-ganyan. She's just monetizing the brides, ganyan-ganyan. And then, Miguel told me na, I have this question for you, Camille. Ito bang ebook mo? Makakatulong talaga yan sa mga brides. Sabi ko, yes. It's based on my experience. Sabi niya, nagsasabi ka ng totoo. Sabi ko, yes. Then bakit hindi mo siya binibenta? Bakit nahihiya kang ibenta? If alam mong this can change their wedding, their life, why are you not showing this to the public? It's a disservice to them. So parang doon ako natauhan na parang, oo nga no, parang makakatulong to. Bakit ipagdadamot yung ganitong idea sa mga bride? So that's the time na natuto na akong mag-marketing, mag-Facebook ads because yun yung sabi ni Miguel.
So you already had the book, you already finished writing it, but you weren't selling it yet.
Nahihiya akong magbenta. Kasi nga yun yung bashing sa akin eh. Hindi ka naman wedding expert, sino ka ba't ka nagbebenta? And Miguel gave me parang a very unique USP. It's a wedding planning ebook made for the brides by a bride. So, the rest is history.
Miguel C. Oh my God, we need to bring Miguel here, no? I mean, he's very busy with this new
Yes.
baby right now, pero hihilahin ko siya pa dito. Oh, wow. Okay. So, I'm just mind blown. It's that the way Camille is doing it, it's very ideal and she shows up talaga. More on the marketing. What do you think if you know, I'm sure the audience are listening and 100% focus right now as they listen. I can you share with us if you can forget all the minor tactics in marketing, what would be the top 3 na mindset mo when you market the Budgetarian Bride and the ebooks and the service?
Siguro ito na yung nag-work na sa akin no, based on my experience. So, number 1, ayun nga talaga, make time to truly know your audience. It's not enough na magbasa ka sa Google. It's not enough that you read a book.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, you want to learn about marketing. Magbabasa ka ba ng marketing book or kakausapin mo yung mga marketing experts like Rowell and Alex? I think books can help with that theory. Pero hindi mo malalaman yung effect niyan unless i-apply mo. But if you're learning from people who are already doing it makes a bigger impact. So for me, make time to really know your audience. So sabi ko nga, hindi nila trabahong lapitan ka. Trabaho mong ipakita yung sarili mo sa kanila. So sa akin, sinunod ko yon again kay Gary V.
Gary V.
Hanapin mo lahat ng gumagamit ng hashtag Wedding Philippines. I-greet mo sila ng congratulations, best wishes, how was your wedding? I did all those things when I was starting with less than 1,000 followers. And ayun. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, pag kilala mo na sila, find ways to help them. So I think Yun yung biggest parang advantage namin why our page grew so fast because I was finding ways to help them. Sa TikTok, when they ask questions, I find ways to answer it as fast as I can. Minsan, I want to answer it with a video parang based on my experience. So, ayun din, sabi nga ni Rowell, di ba, um, kailangan maging authentic ka with your audience. Kapag hindi ko alam, sinasabi ko talaga, as much as I wanted to help, but I have no personal knowledge about it. Maraming nagtatanong sa akin about paano magpakasal kapag foreigner yung fiancé. Sabi ko, as much as I wanted to help, hindi ko talaga alam yan. So, ganun ako ka-honest with them. And then, third is, ayun na, doon na tayo papunta. Be authentic with your audience, with your clients, bumili man sila ng ebook ko or hindi. I'm always honest with them. Kasi, sa panahon ng social media, parang kaya mo pa ba magsinungaling? They have all the receipts. Pag nagsalita ka ng hindi maganda, someone will keep a record of that and then one day lalabas yan. So ako as much as possible, natutunan ko yan kasi there are posts ko before na parang medyo offensive pala. Tapos ngayon ko siya natututunan. Kaya ngayon, every time that I have a post, I have this disclaimer. Guys, this is based on my experience. Hindi mo pwedeng i-generalize lahat. So, ayun, yun yung top 3 ko siguro. Number 1, make time to know your audience. Number 2, find ways to help them. And then number 3, be authentic to them.
Regarding yung posts mo that you mentioned were offensive, how so were they offensive?
There was this post na ako personal experience ko, nag-post ako ng 10 bagay na pwede mong
negative
tipirin sa kasal.
experience. Okay.
So, yun yung pinost ko. 10 bagay na pwedeng tipirin sa kasal. And there was a mention there na ako tinipid ko personally yung wedding singer. Sabi ko, instead of hiring them, I played Spotify on my wedding. And I offended the wedding singers community. So, I find it offensive, sabi ko. Yeah, it was wrong. So, now I know, it depends on your preference as a bride. Kung importante para sa yung wedding singer, then you go for it. Pero ako personally, for me, pwede siyang tipirin. So, ganun na careful because you're going to learn that along the way.
So I guess
Yeah,
it was more on how you presented the information. You could have said it in a different way.
Yes.
Yan. Okay. Actually, I was also a wedding singer, but I
Oh,
don't
sorry.
feel offended at all. I don't feel
Pwede mong
offended at
tipirin
all.
si Ruel.
Sorry.
I don't feel offended at all. Kasi ano din eh, I'm gonna build on another insight, no. So, ano din siya eh, if you're a wedding singer, if the client cannot afford it, then you can just, decline kindly. Kasi yung context is ano eh, the wedding is on a budget, so you also have to respect that. But I get why they get offended kasi when we're passionate about things, talagang will the default
Sorry.
is to defend. But yeah, it's fine. But I guess ano din, I have some input on having polarizing na opinions. It's because I learned this from a friend. I don't know if you know him. It's Chris Acebo. He's a copywriter and email marketer. He's based in CDO as well. And he told me that I learned from him that giving out polarizing opinion can also do good for your brand. It's because your true fans, those that know your context, those that listen to you because of who you are and what you bring to the platform, they really support you and they resonate with you. And when you give out polarizing opinions, ano ba yung polarizing? It's yung black and white. So when you give out opinions that are really strong, your true fans or your true followers will rally behind you, and that will create an even deeper relationship with you as the content creator. And those talaga na nakita ka lang somewhere and then bigla sila na-follow tapos na-offend sila. And that's not a lot of people. That's just a way of, I guess, filtering your true audience, no? And it's a good way. So there's just a good balance between, because when you try to please everybody, you begin to have no meaning. Eh. Yung parang, you're just an echo chamber of what everybody wants. But when you have that healthy level of courage, no, to give out polarizing opinions here and there, that strengthens the relationship between you and your customers as well. So
Actually,
that's what I
Rowell, isa yan sa nagpalaki ng followers ko. Kaya ako umabot sa first 100,000 ko because of the polarizing opinions that I post. Yung mga brides na walang lakas ng loob na nagkwento sa akin about their rants, ginawan ko ng post. Tapos sabi nila, kaysa sila mag-post, sa akin na nanggaling. So ako na lang daw awayin ng mga kamag-anak nila. So I created a post bakit masama yung mag-eat and run ka? Anong effect nun sa couple? Ano yung RSVP? Bakit kailangan mong i-confirm kung pupunta ka sa wedding or hindi? Anong effect kapag nag-confirm ka tapos di ka nagpunta? Or nagpunta ka doon nang di ka naman invited? Nag-post ako ng impact
So
by
so
bringing
that actually happens. Like there are people who go to the wedding and they're not invited.
marami. Yes.
Mga
That's
plus ones.
happening. Yes.
No, because depende. If merong plus one sa invitation, okay yun. Nag-confirm yung
Mhm.
other person. Pero like pumunta ka lang talaga.
Yes, nang hindi invited. It happens a lot.
That is so weird.
So, those are the things. Tapos, meron pa yung, meron akong post na ano talaga para sa mga kamag-anak because sometimes the biggest heartbreak ng mga ikinakasal ay galing sa family, sa kamag-anak. The people
Yeah.
they thought that they will be supporting them for their wedding are the causes of their biggest heartbreak. Sila yung nag-demand na kung ano-ano, kailangan may accommodation, transportation, libre damit. Pagdating doon, hindi sumunod sa dress code, merong iba, nagsama ng isang jeep pa. So, those things, ginawan ko
Isang
siya ng post.
jeep talaga.
Yeah. Ganun ka polarizing. So, you see, ganun karami yung tinatamaan ko. So, there are bashers. There are extreme ones. But sabi ko, someone has to say it. Someone has to explain those things. So, dun nag-build yung first 100,000 followers ko because I wasn't afraid to say those things.
To say the difficult things. Kasi with our culture, madaling ma-offend yung Pinoy in
True.
general, di ba? We're very sensitive. It comes with the culture
Yeah.
talaga. And it's harder for us to be upfront. Especially when you need to say
Totoo.
difficult things. So that's what I
Kaya
experienced being in sales, being in marketing, meeting so many
Mm.
people. Ganyan talaga. So you have to be like extra careful. And I also agree with what you said. Like when you're a bride, you have to consider so many other people. Kahit na ikaw
Yes.
yung busy, you have so many things to plan, but you have to consider pa din yung feelings ng family mo, ng relatives mo, yung
Walang offend.
yes, na hindi mo sila ma-offend, kapag hindi mo in-invite yung iba na parang
True.
mga ganyan. So,
Yeah.
so
Yung mga ninang mo for your, baptism na never mo naman talagang nakita ever.
True.
Diba? Ba't ko invite?
Yan, true.
so meron akong question. Was the pandemic parang a better time to
Yeah.
get married? Like for example, ikaw since you deal with so many brides, did they have an easier time getting married during the pandemic given that limited lang yung number of guests that they could invite?
Based dun sa mga brides na nagme-message, pandemic was the hardest for the couple. Especially nung mga time na ang lockdown is 2 days before the lockdown, i-announce yung lockdown. And wedding is not planned in 2 days. It's planned 6 months to 1 year before para i-cancel mo lahat to. Ngayon, kailangan mo i-rebook yung wedding na kailangan available ulit lahat ng suppliers, available ulit lahat ng guests. And the hardest ay kung may OFW dun sa isa sa mga couple or isa sa nanay, tatay nila. So those are the very challenging part. And there are parang saddest yung naapektuhan sila ng pandemic, parents nila nawala because of COVID, and worst is partner niya nawala because of COVID. So those are the things. So I can say pandemic is the hardest for the couples.
Yep.
For everyone.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
for everyone. And
The pandemic was a hard time for a lot of people. For almost
yeah, my
everybody.
friend had to book his wedding 3 times. And then
Diba?
it was a bongga na wedding. And then always sila. And then they found yung almost election na, pakasal na sila.
Yeah, ganun talaga. Sobrang
Then wala
hirap.
na yung mga
Challenging.
lockdowns. Ay, nako. But I guess what I like about Camille, is that you're very personal with the way you handle your business. No? It's a business,
Yes.
of course, because there are transactions. No?
Mm.
And you're not afraid to be the front. No? Although the name of your page is Budgetarian Bride, when you go to the page, people will easily know na it's Camille behind it.
Yes.
So, and I'm sure some listeners here have this fear of like, gusto ko lang naman magnegosyo. I don't want to be a public figure. But what's your opinion, or how do you see running an online business and, integrating your personal brand with that online business? How powerful is it? Do you advise it?
I think sa panahon ngayon ng social media, it's a huge advantage if you are going to be very personal with your brand because there are brands in the wedding industry that it took them a decade before they reach this kind of engagement. And I was able to do it in less than 2 years. So I think that's the power of that. Pero syempre may kabaligtaran din siyang side, 'di ba? May flip side to. But it's very powerful right now. Pero ako, siguro number one, it's syempre matipid. I don't need to hire a team. I don't need to hire an endorser. Magkano ang bayad sa endorser, 'di ba? I don't need to parang hire someone to create a content. Ako na yung lahat na gagawa nun. And then I have my husband to do yung mga technical works like website, ganyan, plugins. Hindi ko naiintindihan yan. Siya na bahala doon. Pero yun, for me, yun lang. If it's very personal kasi, walang makakagaya sa akin. Hindi nyo mananakaw yung content ko, hindi mo mananakaw yung ebook ko, hindi, parang, sa akin yun yung safety ko, less prone to piracy because, si Rowell, pwede ba siyang magpanggap na Camille, di ba? Or si Alex, iba the way they deliver things, the way I tell my story, no one can tell that story better than me because that's my story. So, ayun lang, parang, that's an advantage sa panahon ng social media because everyone wants authenticity.
And viewers now are very smart. Like, they can spot an inauthentic person
Yes.
immediately. So, if you're not real, they will know. And they will stop following you.
Yes.
I agree. You said na your husband was doing a lot of the technical stuff for you. Same ka ni Alex. But I have some few marketing technical questions. So you do social media, but of course in the back end, something happens, may mga
Yes.
automation whatsoever. What automation tools do you use ba to make sure that okay, let's focus on the transaction? Kasi of course we're selling something, right? So what tools help you from turning this follower or a bride-to-be that found out about you on social media, mga tools that help you convert them into customers, bumibili ng ebook. Yan.
So, first, syempre dahil si Miguel Campaner nga yung nagturo sa amin, email marketing. Of course, we have email marketing. We use currently MailerLite. And then,
How often do you send out emails?
if you're a new subscriber, you're going to receive first 20 emails. So, those are my stories, the basic things that I can help you with. And then, after nung 20 emails na yon, occasional na lang, siguro once to twice a month, that's it. And then, kasi sa akin parang pagka, tawag dito, bride ka, hindi mo naman kailangan ng email sequence for good 2 years. Kasi tapos ka nang ikasal sigurado nun. So, I only have 20. And then, after nun, ayun, di ba, sa email, pwede siyang mag-purchase na. O kaya naman, pwede kami dun magkaroon ng communication, magtanong siya, and then once decided na siya yun, pwede na siyang bumili. We have a website, we have a landing page. Tapos, ito dahil nga malakas naman kami sa organic traffic, there are people na nakita ka lang sa Facebook, sa TikTok, decided na bibili na ako now na. So, pupunta ka lang sa website namin sa thebudgetarianbride.com and it's readily available there. And we also have, hindi ko sure kung may chat pa rin kami o ano na yung isa, pancake ba yun? Basta, meron
CEO
kami
problems yan eh. CEO problems.
Yeah, yun na. Yung meron na kaming autoresponder. Kapag nag-chat ka doon, there is, may magre-reply na sa'yo. If ang goal mo lang naman is to buy the ebook, meron ng autoresponder doon. Parang ang natitira sa akin, yung sasagutin ko yung mga personal questions. So, we have autoresponder, anong makukuha niya with the ebook, ano yung freebies, how they can claim, paano nila matatanggap, as in step-by-step guide, paano magbabayad, options, again, lahat ng options ng pagbabayad available. So, yun yung 3 ways.
Yun, grabe.
I should do that. Yung 20 emails. That Ruel told me that a long time ago.
I told you that, Lex. Now you know how I feel when you tell me to start a TikTok and YouTube channel.
You have to start that, Will.
I do email marketing, but I don't have yung 20 emails na yung for new subscribers. So I should create that email sequence.
Yeah. So Camille, yung email sequence mo, it's the first few emails are more about know, like, and trust. Tapos meron lang link to purchase the ebook, right? And let's talk about the level of being salesy. Kasi I'm sure that's a question na what's a good pace or a good tone ba for emails? Or if any, every 10 email or every 5 emails, nagiging mas aggressive ba yung selling mo? Or just in general, no need to spill like the details of it.
Yeah.
Pero yung
So for the
overall.
first details, we're going to talk about you. So all the things that you need to know, all the mistakes that you need to know for the first half of the email, and then on the mid part, I'm going to ask you if you want to know something about the product that can help you better plan your wedding. And then at the end, of course, there is a selling part, and I'm not sure kung matatawag ba siyang too much salesy because I have lots of reviews. So, yun yung nilalagay ko doon. Ano yung naging itsura ng wedding nila by using our ebook. So, those are the things. I'm not sure if that's considered salesy, pero ayun nga, yun naman yung naging wedding talaga nila. And then, we also have monthly sale. Yan, kapag monthly sale, I have to say na yun nga, parang 80% salesy na siya because I want you to know na may sale kami yun kasi there are people na right after ng sale, dun pa sila message ng message. Kailan po yung last day ng sale? Meron pa ba? Hahabol pa sana ako. So, I want to be sure na naintindihan mong sale talaga kami for these days.
Yeah.
I have a question then with regards to your target market. Like for example, if there's a bride that comes to you, tapos na yung wedding. So what products can she avail of? Kasi natapos na yung wedding eh. Kahit na may regrets and stuff like that. So like what's the next product na you offer to your customers?
I do affiliate marketing as well. So, we offer them like photo books o kaya naman, meron din ako affiliate na mga souvenir, personalized souvenirs. I give them links to those things. If they need something, kapag may baby naman sila, gusto nila ng souvenirs, yun yung next na ino-offer ko. Pero, yun lang, wala na akong another ebook or a course.
Yeah. Oh. Sayang din yung traffic na mag-run off lang, di ba? So,
Yes.
might as well. Since they're asking already, then might as well point them to the right direction and get some commission out of it. So,
Yes, actually. So yun, affiliate marketing is also our way to get sales. But again, even sa affiliate marketing, we still discuss it to them that we get a certain commission from that. This is ads. I want to be 100% transparent to you. This is an ads and this is how it helped me. But of course, before I promote anything, I have to make sure na try ko talaga siya.
nice. Yon. A lot of you guys should learn about that, ha? Na before you sell something, make sure na you know it really works.
Yes. Even yung yung mga FAQs niya, like for example, nag-order sila dun sa sabi ko nga photo book, tapos nagkaroon sila ng error along the way, who to contact. Gusto ko masagot lahat yun before kita i-promote. Kapag may loophole sa product mo, it's very risky for me. Parang ayoko ng ganyang stress.
Yes, I think it's also part of being authentic, like promoting something that you've actually tried and you really believe in. Compared to
Yes.
a product na you're promoting kasi pinapa-promote lang sa'yo.
Yeah.
But you do have brand deals already, Camille, tama ba? Or
Yes. We have.
mostly they reach out to you from what channel ba? Email, TikTok? Where do they find you usually?
Iba-iba. Actually, recently with Greetings Island, it's invitation website. DIY invitation. Sila yung nag-reach out sa akin. Tapos, ayun, they want to create blog. Tapos, ililink sila, ganyan. So, they reach out through email, pero yun, gusto nila may TikTok content.
Yeah. Nice. TikTok is really powerful right now.
Yes.
For the advertising na perspective, yung problem ko lang is I work with a lot of businesses na sinaservice nila a specific city. So, hindi pa ako masyadong super adept at TikTok because naka per country yung targeting nila. So, hindi siya pwedeng Manila lang yung makakita. Nationwide talaga. But it's really powerful, especially the organic. Kahit di ka muna mag-ads, basta you're there. Okay, Lex,
Yes.
so I will start my TikTok channel.
Actually, yung TikTok is a great opportunity for those who want to try being a those who want to start to become a content creator because it's not as hard as YouTube. Parang YouTube kasi ang dami-dami mong kailangan gawin before you can post something. With TikTok, it's just point and shoot and you can do everything on your phone. So it's easier, lower barrier to entry.
I agree. Kaya nag-quit ako sa YouTube kasi medyo mahaba yung process. I have to edit for like 2 to 3 days. Actually, hindi ako. Yung husband ko yung nag-edit. For that, yung sounds. Ang hirap maghanap ng sounds. Meron kaming sounds na okay ngayon. Susunod, copyright violation. So,
Yeah.
medyo nawalan ako ng gana sa ganong part. So, lipat ako sa TikTok. Sa TikTok, there are thousands of free sounds. Magagamit mo, isang click lang. Tapos, yun nga, mag-shoot ako. Minsan may script akong kaharap. Hindi ko na kailangan i-memorize. Kasi pwedeng shoot, pause, tapos. Tapos, I was able to create like 5 to 10 videos kapag tulog na yung baby ko sa madaling araw, and I have to save it sa draft, tapos i-post ko siya iba-ibang araw. So, I have content daily kapag ka sa TikTok. Kasi ganun siya kadali, ganun siya ka-user-friendly. Kaya, Rawil, mag-TikTok ka na.
Yeah, it's really easy. You don't even need an editor for TikTok.
And for the listeners, the reason we're talking about TikTok is because hindi lang for the sake of just posting on TikTok and being seen and having thousands and thousands of followers. It's actually a source of traffic to your offer, guys. So, yung mga social media platforms that we talk about, whether Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, it's actually just a traffic source. So, we're talking about mostly being discovered, no? So, if may offer ka, even if you have the best product, but nobody knows about you kasi nga di ka nagpo-post, di ka nag-share on
Because
TikTok
no one
or on
can
YouTube.
find you because you're not
Yeah,
online.
no one can find you kasi hindi ka nakinig kay Camille when she said na you have to follow where your customers are. Then no one will buy your product. What do you expect? So, traffic sources. So, yan. Baka yung iba kasi, TikTok, okay, entertainment. But actually, it's a source of traffic to your offer. So, yan guys. Para lang siyang the last example na lang. Para siyang nag-rent ka ng space sa isang high traffic na mall. So, yun. But this time, it's free and has no rent.
Correct.
And thousands of people
Super
walk
free.
through.
So, gamitin natin.
Yun. Camille, when you started out, what does the hustle look like? Ano ba yung regular day mo? Yung below 1,000 followers ka pa lang? Because I'm sure a lot of listeners, fresh start pa lang or just planning to start. So, what does it look like, yung routines mo when you started out?
Siyempre, kapag below 1,000 yung followers mo, all the effort sa'yo. Hindi nila ako mini-message, so I have to message them. I go on Twitter, look for the hashtag Weddings Philippines, Intimate Wedding Philippines, Church Wedding Philippines. I check out what they're posting, what they're talking about, what are their problems. I created a group, and yung group na yun, less than 100, 200 yung members, walang nagpo-post. Eh di nag-post ako. I have to post daily, 2 to 3 times a day, about my personal experience. Hanggang dumating na yung time na sila na yung nagpo-post. And then, sa Instagram, ganun din. Lahat ng hashtag ng may engagement ring, pinupuntahan ko, congratulate ko sila. I want them to know na they're well loved, they're celebrated. And also, ano pa ba yung pinuntahan? Sa YouTube, nanonood din ako ng mga na-engage, ng mga nagpaplano ng wedding. So, ganun yung itsura ng araw ko. And I also follow celebrities kung sino yung na-engage. Nasa Twitter ako to get chismis. Okay? Kung sino yung recent na na-engage, I want to know. Tapos pinupost ko yung sa page ko, yung mga celebrities, mga models, mga influencer na na-engage na ikasal. So, I want to be on the loop. So, ganun yun. Sa simula talaga, you have to work more than 8 hours a day. Actually,
yan yung style ni Gary V.
Diba? Kahit tulog ako,
follow the hashtag.
Yes, totoo yun. Sa kanya ko yung natutunan. Kahit tulog ako, tapos biglang may nag-notif na, na-engage siya ganito, kailangan una ako mag-post sa page ko. Ganon. So, I have to be very, very aware sa paligid ko. Yun nga, very chismosa tayo. Tapos, ayun na, later on kasi, kakalapit mo sa kanila, mababaligtad na yung time. So, darating yung time ngayon na parang 1 to 2 hours a day ka na lang mag-work. But before you get here, you have to work like 14 to 16 hours a day. Although hindi naman siya tuloy-tuloy, pero you have to monitor as much as possible. You have to know what they're talking about. You have to know their biggest concerns, smallest to biggest concerns.
You know what's really interesting to me, Camille, is that we're doing actually very similar things, except that we have chosen to focus on a different platform to grow.
Yeah.
I think you've decided to focus on Facebook because it's what really worked for you. Like, you have a huge following on your Facebook page. You have a lot of people in your Facebook group. So, me naman, although I'm also on all the social media platforms, para I'm easier to find, I chose to focus on YouTube because it's giving me the most number of leads nga nako-close ko naman as a real estate broker. So, very interesting. Parang each industry works differently. So you have to kind of adapt your marketing strategy according
Yes.
sa what will work for your industry. Kasi sa YouTube kasi, it's a search engine. So when
Yes.
people search Cagayan de Oro houses for sale, since I'm based in CDO, so they find my channel and then I get leads from YouTube, which I get to close like 80% of the time because yung leads is from warm to hot. So mabilis
Mm.
siyang nako-close if I get it from YouTube. So sa'yo naman, Facebook.
Yes. So, depende kung ano yung preference din talaga ng audience mo. Again, ikaw nga yung hahanap sa kanila. Kung saan ka nakaka-receive ng more inquiries, you have to be more visible to that platform. So, kung ikaw sa real estate, kasi talaga, syempre gusto nila yung more details. Gusto nila yung katiwa-tiwala ka ba talaga. And one Facebook post will not be enough para
Yeah.
makabenta ka, di ba, for real estate. So, I think YouTube talaga is perfect for real estate.
Yeah, and with real estate then, since not a lot of people are doing it right now, and I think galing din to sa daddy natin na si Gary Vaynerchuk,
Yeah.
na
We
the
love
early
Gary V.
adopters,
Yes.
the early adopters, you know, when you see that there's a platform that is really doing well, and you try to search your industry there and your city, tapos walang nagpo-post ng content,
Yes.
that is the opportunity. And I think it resonates with with Camille, na she realized na there are actual suppliers who post about weddings, but it does not really, it does not connect.
Kulang siya sa diin.
Yes, kulang sa diin. Yun. That's the word. And with I actually wrote notes when you said Twitter, no, na you look for current events and then
Yes.
turn that into content in other social media platforms. And I was reading a book before before I got a haircut today, and before this before this podcast episode. Yeah, so nabasa ko doon na a lot of people say that content is king, and we all agree, diba? But speaking about current events, when you know when to post. Kasi, for example, there's a current event na ganito yung issue, tapos nire-relate mo siya sa whatever it is that what your message is about. But the true king actually is not content. The true king is context. So, ang ganda because, you use Twitter as your radar. You pick
Yes.
out the events that matter sa mga marites and all the tea that gets spilled there, and then you turn it into content na hindi lalayo sa offer mo or dun sa brand mo. And that's it. And usually that's what gets viral. That's what gets shared. That's what gets, more engagement. So, yun, I just na-refresh lang ako na, again, content is king, but the true king is context.
Actually, totoo yun, yung sinabi ni Rowil, it's the timing. Kapag ikaw yung nauna, you get all the traffic and all that. Actually, nung time ng pandemic, kasi before mag-pandemic, ang goal ko talaga mag-ikot sa Divisoria, visit actual stores na nagbebenta ng gown. Tingnan yung presyo nila, i-vlog yun, i-document. But then pandemic happened, nabuntis ako, hindi ako makalabas, nasa bahay ako. You know what I did? Nag-trending, hindi ko alam kung napanood yung K-drama na, The World of the Married.
Yeah, I watched that.
Ganyan. So,
World of Married.
hindi ko naman gustong ma-stress, but I had to watch that. Why? Kasi everyone's talking about it. Sabi ko, I have to use that for my audience. So, I watched that. And then, nag-post ako, teaser, sabi ko, will my audience like it? Parang, tinatansya ko pa. Nag-post ako ng picture, tapos para siyang kumakain ng samgyup, tapos nasa TV yung si Doktora. Sabi ko, parang, good afternoon sa lahat, maliban sa'yo, ganyan. Tapos, it went viral, parang it reached 2,000 likes. So, sabi ko, it's good, tatapusin ko yung drama. Pagkatapos ko panoorin yung drama, I created a post. 7 things you can learn from the world of the married as a bride. So, I created that and boom, it reached 10,000. I was posted sa isang article, Smart Parenting article, and meron pang isang big blogger na nag-share ng post ko, parang million likers na siya. So, ayun, depende siya sa timing. It's very important. Pero kung ipopost yun, di ba, wala na siya. Pero if you're posting the right content at the right time, it will make you grow exponentially.
Yeah. Natuwa din ako sa sinabi mo, Camille, na ayaw mo ma-stress, pero you felt like magagamit mo siya sa marketing mo. So when you do marketing, no, pag nag-start ka and you actually play the role, iba na yung decision making mo in your brain. The way you look at things, it's parang, can I use this? Iba.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, meron, di ba, yung mga issue. Ang dami kasing chismis ng mga panahon ng pandemic. Like, di ba, yung nagpa-change oil. Yun. If you're familiar with that, yung nagpa-change oil, pero nung chicks pala siya. So, I use that. Sabi ko, patingin nga ng bridal car ninyo. Tapos may, ano doon, parenthesis sabi ko, and kung kailan yan huling napa-change oil. So, right after na mag-boom yun, nag-boom din yung post ko. And it's about bridal car, di ba? At least that's how you take your own for a ride. It has to feel exciting. It has to feel fun. Mga ganon.
Wow. Actually, I'm feeling really good about this podcast and I'm having too much fun. Hindi ko na notice, we've been talking for about an hour already, Camille and Alex.
1 hour na pala.
So welcome to the coffee break. Welcome to...
That's usually over an hour.
Lunch break na pala kasi wala na siya.
Hindi na siya
Lunch
coffee
break na.
break, lunch break na.
Hindi ko na notice
Yeah.
So, should we wrap it up?
Nag-overbreak tayo.
Our listeners should be used to 15-minute na mga conversations, but
Para at least 1 hour yung conversation. Yung last time natin with Cheska, 1 hour and 30 yun.
yeah, I hope this won't be the last time that we have Camille
So, medyo napasarap
on the podcast kasi ang dami ko pang gustong itanong.
We want to invite you again. Parang we can learn so much more from you.
Sure.
Kasi yung each
Actually,
social, ang dami kasi
Pag-usapan
social...
natin si Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah. Kasi ang daming social media platforms and they function differently. So, dapat yung how you approach TikTok, for example, cannot be the same way you approach YouTube or it cannot be the same way you approach Facebook or Twitter. So, iba-iba yun eh.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions.
Different markets sila. So, Facebook is older TikTok is, younger.
TikTok is still very young, even though the content there is actually getting more and more mature, and they just extended their time to 5 minutes. So, ano na siya, before it was 1
10 na
minute
yata
lang,
sila,
now
10.
5 na. 10 na? May 10-minute na yung time cap nila?
10 na.
Oh,
Yes.
mataas na.
Lex.
Sabi nga ng editor ko, yung TikTok magiging YouTube na to. Kasi although rooted talaga sila sa short form content.
Wow.
Yes.
Siguro
it's
mga 1 to 2 years na lang, and then TikTok will become a mature, it's already a mature platform, pero magiging super mature platform na when you start, you will have a harder time getting traffic already if you start 1 or 2 years from now. Because ang dami-dami na magiging content creator sa TikTok by that time. It's gonna be like Instagram, starting on Instagram now, or starting on Facebook now, or even YouTube now.
a lot harder.
All right. Sige, so let's wrap it up kasi it's breaking my heart that we have to end, but I respect both of you guys'
Let's
time.
invite Camille again.
For sure, I will. Kahit wala ka, Alex, I will
Pag-usapan
invite
natin
you.
TikTok naman.
Nasama ko. Cams, ano yung...
Okay.
Sige, mag-i-end muna natin kasi may gusto akong itanong ni Camille after na.
All right. So, Camille, before we formally end the podcast episode, no? So, I'm giving the floor to you. What's happening currently in your life? Do you have something that you are focusing on and you would like people to know about? So, Camille, take it away.
Okay. So, I have very exciting news. Of course, sabi nga ni Rowell, we have won some endorsements. And isa dyan sa major endorsement namin, it's not actually for me, it's for my baby. We are endorsing EQ Dry Diapers. So, they have a Lazada sale. So,
Wow! Congrats,
so,
baby!
watch out kayo sa Lazada. She's endorsing EQ Dry Diapers on social media together with Miss Universe 2017, Rachel Peters. So, ayan. Aside from that, of course, follow nyo lang kami sa The Budgetarian page. Our next sale, if ever ikakasal na kayo and you have 6 more months to plan, hindi mo alam kung saan mo sisimulan ng wedding planning, hindi mo alam kung ano yung kailangan mo i-prepare, then I can help you out. I have an ebook called Wedding Planning for the Clueless Bride-to-Be if you're planning for a traditional church wedding. If you want an intimate wedding, we also have another ebook for you. It's called Getting Married Now, How to Plan an Intimate Wedding in the Philippines. So, those are the things I can help you out. Kung hindi ka pa sure kung makakatulong talaga ako sa'yo, again, punta ka lang sa Facebook, check the pin post, punta ka sa TikTok. I have short videos there that can help you out. We also have YouTube. Ayan, kahit saang social media, makikita nyo kami. And siguro may message dun sa mga marketers naman na nakikinig. Everyone starts with 0 followers. I started with that. It's the hardest. Then, kapag ka medyo lumalaki ka na, medyo humihirap din naman. But for me, yung 0 to 1,000 followers, that's the best time to explore everything. Post anything that you can think about. Kasi it doesn't matter pa masyado dahil konti lang yung nakakakita niyan. When you're big na, you're going to be responsible for every word that you put out, for every picture that you put out. So, hanggat konti pa yung followers mo, post as many as you can, experiment, express yourself, and then one day, mula dun sa mga contents na pinost mo, something will pick up and yun yung magiging source kung bakit ka lalaki. But it will not happen if you're not posting right now. So you have to be very, very visible. You have to do the work. So as a marketer, hindi siya madali. But this is very rewarding. Especially if you are seeing the success of the people you're targeting, of your audience.
Okay,
Yun lang.
thank you so much, Camille, for being here on the Coffee Break podcast. And we hope to see
Thank
you
for having
again in our future
Sure.
episodes.
All right. See you on the next episode, guys.